Hey everyone, this is Daryl Christopher coming at you from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And you gotta forgive me for being completely exhausted. It's been grueling, but everything is super awesome. I'm super positive about the future. I've been doing well with everything. And in spite of all that, I'm gonna get through it. And next week, when I start the real job and training is over and dealing with the public, I'm gonna get lots of rest. But uh, being someone who tries to make up for lost time and accomplish a lot and work on multiple projects, it's been a crazy time. I've never been this sleep deprived. Literally, I went about a week with only 6 hours sleep, so I've really pushed myself way beyond my limits. And yesterday I got about 10 and a half hours sleep, but if I didn't give myself a triple shot of stimulants in the morning, like I wouldn't have been able to take on the day. Now I've been really doing well with training, so that's pretty awesome. It's very tough for me because I'm not used to early morning hours being a night hawk, but when it comes to work, I don't mess around. And if the job says be there at 7 in the morning, and you got to get up at 5, or you're worried that you're going to sleep in or not wake up, and you stay up to go to work, then that's what I do because work is all I got. And now I'm the happiest I've ever been. So I might be completely exhausted, but I'm feeling super peachy and super awesome. I'm really liking where this job is going to go. I feel really good about the company, and I like who I work with. It's all a good group, so they put up with my weird but cool ways. So I like where I am, and it's pretty awesome after being completely maxed out to finally have things go my way where I have a full-time permanent job, no more feast and famine contracts going from having a job to time without work. So you've been following along, you know how hard it's been for me because I like buying my comic books and paying my bills. So if from my other videos that have been off for 2 months, and finally getting back into work and finally having a full-time permanent job is pretty damn awesome. I don't claim to be the greatest person in the world or have the greatest job, but everything I have means a lot to me, and I'm working hard to make a better life and a great future. The future is just awesome. Everything's turned out really well. uh, Financially, I am maxed, and I'm basically living on credit, but I get some government money at the end of the month, so that helps out a lot, um, big time. That basically pays the rent and pays off a couple bills. I have another government payment for my tax return coming in, so that is pretty awesome. Like, thanks, Government of Canada, you're super awesome. Thanks, government overall. Just thanks, government. Right on. And booyah, I'm gonna get a nice fat check on the 9th. My first pay from work for 11 days of work, so that's gonna pay a lot of bills and pay off all these big comic book purchases online because this week I spent $80 on comics and $20 on a layaway. The layaway I've been chipping away at every week to buy some large size Star Wars action figures, which I will feature in, of course, a YouTube video on my Reverie Soul channel. So that's what's been going on with me. Thank you for putting up with that while you wait to hear what comics I got this week. But I'd like to share a little bit of my life because it kind of relates to my collecting. I believe that comic books are a pretty damn expensive hobby, and it's tough when you don't have a lot of cash. But basically, it's like it empowers me and inspires me to work harder, to make more money, to be better. And it's kind of like you end up buying more comic books and the cycle continues, but it's not like you're destroying your life on an addiction. It's a really good addiction in many ways. And as I always say, comic books are the hookers and blow for the mind. So yeah, damn straight. Like, this definitely gives me a lot of satisfaction. It's been a busy time though. I still have uh, 3 comics left to read from the week before, from what I picked up in my sub, and one caught my eye. But yeah, the work is going pretty damn awesomely. I'm really looking forward to dealing with the public and getting some rest. Thankfully, next week they rotate the shifts, so I start at 12, and I can stay up a little bit and then get some sleep and get into work fully rested and ready to go with the public and help solve problems and help people out and answer their questions and deal with anything and everything. So that in that regard, the work is interesting. And the biggest thing too is that they rotate the shifts so that people don't get stuck in a routine. So in the weeks to come, I'll be working at 9 in the morning, which is not too bad because I can get up at 6 rather than 4 or 5 and get some sleep. So a little more rest. So that's pretty awesome. And overall, I'm pretty happy with the way things turned out. A little over 5 years where I finally was given the opportunity at a second chance at life. I've gone at it with everything that I've got to make the best life I had. I worked hard through school, graduated with honors in 2 programs, and my work record since has been absolutely unstoppable other than that 2 months out of work. So that's what's been going on with me. That's what I'm all about. That's what's going on. Thank you for taking the time to hear that little bit about me and that whole digression from the comic books one. You probably clicked on this video to watch it. So thanks for putting up with that. I'm always grateful for my friends for putting up with me, and in return I definitely put up with their stuff. So thanks a lot everyone for putting up with that. Let's get down to it for new comic book day for September 23rd, 2015. Today is Thursday, the day after, but I got my comics yesterday and basically crashed. I was out like a light for 10.5 hours. I even had a friend try to he came over and we were supposed to hang out, but I was so asleep that I didn't even know that my phone rang or anything. Apparently my roommate told me that I screamed out at the phone, but I was so deep in sleep that I don't remember it. So that just tells you how tired I am. Like probably tonight I'm gonna get about 3 hours sleep, and then as soon as I get home tomorrow I'm probably crashing, even though it's Friday. I have some friends to hang out with, but you know how it is with life. You sometimes feel like if you sleep you're gonna miss something. It's really weird, but yeah, definitely it's been like I'm looking forward to rest. I mean, the flesh can only go so far. I mean, it's great to exceed human limits often and see how far you can go, but ultimately it's like you gotta rest when you gotta rest. So I'm gonna have to settle for a little more sleep deprivation, a little sleep tonight, but at least this week of early mornings is done. I got through it. I was on time early every day. I came in half an hour before work every day, got relaxed rather than coming in 5 minutes before and freaking out that I'm barely on time I should say. And yeah, so I've done really well with my training, and next week I'm going to be good to go in terms of getting down to the real work. So that's it. Let's get down to it with comics. No more time wasted. Here we go. Always free at the comic book shop. Basically to let you know what's going on, what's coming out in the world of comics. Try to get in there a little bit early, like New Comic Book Day, or during the week while they have copies, because they do run out. So sometimes people don't luck out on seeing this great tool. This is issue 1475 of the Comic Shop News, and we have an article on Narcopolis Continuum. This looks really interesting. Look at the guy, he's like injecting his eye with some sort of interesting substance. So this might be intriguing. I'll read the article and see if I want to add it to my sub. Definitely, I've picked out a lot of comics from being told by Comic Shop News to give it a try. Definitely check this out to know what's going on, know what's happening in the world of comics. So great resource, everyone. Awesome stuff. So thank you, Comic Shop News. We enjoy what you do for us. So great stuff. Now, let's get down to this week's comics. We have one of the most awesome titles from Image. Excellently put together. I mean, I love this in terms of the best they put out, probably next to Walking Dead. We have Invisible Republic, number 6. A very excellently put together comic book and excellent storytelling overall. Very awesome stuff. I really like this a lot. I gave it an excellent review when I reviewed issues 1 to 5. Gave it a 9.5 out of 10. Highly endorsed it. So issue 6, more awesomeness. I'm looking forward to reading it. Here we go. We got some more awesome stuff here. This is a good one too, especially if you are a little older and you kind of connect what it is to get in the old age of youth, that is middle age. We have issue number 5 of Fight Club 2 from Dark Horse. Very good stuff. You know, you never usually go wrong with stuff from Dark Horse, so very good. Since there was a lot of delays and stuff like that, and it's like the summer continues, even though we're, you know, pretty much into Indian summer weather at the moment, and what's become the fall here. We have yet another Secret Wars tie-in, but we're getting pretty close to wrapping things up. We have Weird World number 4, and that should be good. I think what they've been doing with the Secret Wars ties is limiting the issues to 5-issue runs. So we're getting pretty close to the end. This is probably the second last issue. Don't quote me on that. I may be wrong. They might do something differently with the title, but with everything I've seen, issue 5 is where things wrap up. So very cool stuff. I've loved Secret Wars. Convergence was pretty decent, but it didn't really connect to me. I guess I'm biased. I'm a Marvel guy. What can I say? But I've really liked Secret Wars overall a lot. Like, other than Armor Wars being a bit of a disappointment, overall it's been all aces from the stuff that I've wanted. So I couldn't collect everything, and some things didn't appeal to me, but what I've gotten I've really enjoyed. So right on. Thank you, Marvel, for Secret Wars. Looking forward to the new Marvel Universe to come following the event. So right on. We have here issue number 4 of Captain Marvel and the Carol Corps. Right on. Here's a title I haven't checked out in a while, but I gave it a chance again. I'm going to be for sure collecting volume 2 of the trade paperback compilation. But here we have another awesome title from Image. We have Rain, issue number 8. Right on. This should be good. I'll check it out. I'll try not to get too spoiled by the story, because overall I want to read the whole thing in trade paperback form. And you know, it's funny, but usually people collect trade paperback compilations these days because it's kind of like the way habits of TV viewing have changed. Like now everyone's into binge watching and watching a whole season at once, so people are more likely to want to collect the trade paperback compilation because they can binge read the whole story rather than waiting for it to come out, you know, one issue monthly. So yeah, I know for a lot of people, like definitely that's what's giving a big light support thing to comic books and comic book collecting overall. People may or may not be into collecting the issues even more in this twilight age of, you know, smaller print runs and high quality comics, but you know, people really like the trade paperback format, and I notice a lot more stores selling them because, you know, people know now that because of Comic-Con and its success and events like that, that comics are a big thing and people like them. So I see a lot of stores, even from the video store to you know, like stores like Best Buy selling comics. So, or you know, HMV. So a lot of stores have gotten into this, and it's definitely popular. So it's good to know people are enjoying the comic books as much as myself. You know, like I may be a little bit old school at it because I've been collecting for you know, almost 4 decades now, but with a little break in between for my lost decade. These things mean a lot, and especially as someone who's creating my own things by, you know, the novel that I'm working on now that I talk about in other videos on my channel. I mean, this is the stuff that really helps me out the most. These are the people that I look up to in a way, and what they do. Like, you know, I'm just the independent little guy, but you know, like I try to put out something with as much passion and quality as the pros do, even being, you know, just someone who does it for the love and for the soul rather than for as a career job, because I have my job to pay the bills and I do art for the love. But you know, it's pretty awesome what, you know, you can come across. So it's amazing to have comic books as part of your life journey. So right on, comic books, the hookers and blow for the mind. Right on. So let's get back to it. Next up, we have House of M, the Magneto Secret Wars region tie-in on Battle World. So that's issue number 3. Very interesting stuff. I like Magneto a lot. He's one of my favorites, so I like that series. Here's something that caught my eye, and I'll see how it goes when it comes to adding it to my sub. I have issue number 1. New story from an up-and-coming company called Devil's Due. First Comics, we have issue 1 of Public Relations. Looks pretty interesting. I'll give it a shot and see how it goes, and I'll let you know. Kaboom! Here we go. We have some good stuff here. Limited series. We have issue 2 of 4 of something to bring us back into something that's a little less serious overall. We have Over the Garden Wall, issue 2 of 4. For the Star Wars lover, we have issue number 6 of Star Wars Kanan. Notice they've dropped the last Padawan from the tagline, because for his Rebel cell, he's pretty much the de facto, Jedi Knight. So right on here, not too bad at all. And I'm looking forward to new episodes of season 2 of Star Wars Rebels. Way better than season 1 now that we got, Darth Vader and Ahsoka Tano taking part in the series. So pretty awesome stuff. It can only get better. So right on. That's the best part, best time to get into the series, because way better than season 1 pretty much. I'll say that much anyway. So looking forward. Right on. Season premiere was damn awesome. So yeah. Disney, it's not all evil. Disney puts out good stuff, so don't be hating on Disney. So Star Wars issue 6 of Kanan. Next up, for all the Star Trek lovers, awesome stuff here, high quality, a little pricey at $7.99 an issue, but IDW, they're pretty solid in what they put out. We have photo play by John Byrne, basically where they take photos from the classic series and recompose them into being basically a new episode of the show presented in comic book form. So very cool stuff from John Byrne. You know him, he's a legend. We have Star Trek New Visions. This is the survival equation. So very cool damn stuff. Right on. Now this one here is can only go to get better. It's pretty damn solid for something that's put out by the little guy, the little independent, not this mega corporate, super professional offering, but just someone who has a passion for comic books. And I figure that's good karma. If someone's going to give a chance on my novel, I might as well give a chance to someone else who's trying to do something and create something rather than just what's put out by the big guys. So I've been keeping going with it. Not too bad story, and the art is really, really solid. And again, it's supporting someone who's at least trying, at least creating, and that's totally respectable. So I think we should support that, definitely. We got to help each other out, basically. And if you help people, it's good karma, and it comes back to you. So why not? You got nothing to lose. So I've been keeping this one in my sub. We have issue number 3 of Critter. They call it the second best superhero comic book in the universe. So they're a little self-deprecating, maybe a little, funny in the way they put things out, but they're definitely right up there. Nothing wrong with going for the silver medal, as they say. So good stuff here. Since this is issue 5, I guess this is the epic conclusion of the Secret Wars tie-in of the the dark future, alternate future, I should say, tale of the X-Men, and in, of course, the battle world, this region here. And we have issue 5 of Years of Future Past. Right on. This should be pretty decent. Oh, for a little fun, you got to hang out with Finn the Human and Jake the Dog. Right on. We have issue number 44 of Adventure Time to relax and have a little fun. I should say we have good times here with issue number 44, Adventure Time from Kaboom. Right on. Oh, here we go here for all you zombie lovers and lovers of anything done by George A. Romero and Marvel when it goes the direction of offering mature readers titles not meant for kids. Here we go. I believe this is the conclusion. We have issue number 5 of Act 3 of George A. Romero's Empire of the Dead. Very awesome stuff. Probably would have been too expensive to film in the day, but at least it gets to be played out in comic book form. I mean, comic books are pretty awesome for allowing TV series to have a new life and tell new stories. Same goes for movies, and movies that never got made but probably should have been. So, you know, now zombies are like kind of too much, but back in the day there never was enough, and this would have come out and it would have been, you know, following the story all the way. It's been great. All aces right on. Here we go. This is a bit of a disappointment, but maybe they make up for it in the final issue. We have issue number 5 of Armor Wars, a Secret Wars tie-in with the Starks and the world where people had to basically survive by wearing armor suits. So very cool stuff. I've always been a big fan of Arnold Stark from way back in the day when he was the Iron Man of 2020 in the Machine Man Limited series. So very cool stuff. I guess I've really gotten old that now we're only half a decade away from 2020. Wow. So here we go. I always have a special place in my heart for the Inhumans, and here we have the epic conclusion to issue number 5 of Inhumans, Attilan Rising. Good stuff here. And to wrap things up for the week, we have issue number 4 of the Extinction Agenda, Secret Wars tie-in. So very cool stuff. That's it. That's all. I took up way too much of your time talking about myself and other stuff, but we got through the comics, we got through the videos, so thank you so much for watching. It means a lot. Thank you especially to the awesome subscribers. Thank you to the awesome comic book lovers who are also putting out comic book videos on YouTube. Thank you for taking the time to watch mine. Thank you for the people bored at work and willing to watch anything and took the chance on watching this and helped you pass the time. My channel is dedicated to you, so when you have a shift and you need to kill time and you only have YouTube and nothing to do, you know, like you're more than welcome to watch any video anytime you want on the Reverie Soul channel. Thank you always to the simply the lovers of YouTube who like watching random YouTube videos, stumbled upon this and wanted to learn about comic books. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm your host, Daryl Christopher. I'll see you next week for the last new comic book day of September 30th, 2015, end of the month, and that'll wrap things up. So thank you everyone. Take care. I'll see you next time. Stay tuned for the new haul video for next week, and enjoy all the videos on the Reverie Soul channel. Until next time, everyone, thank you and goodbye.